They lied to you about money. They told you money doesn't buy happiness. That money is the root of all evil. That rich people are greedy and corrupt. That if you just work hard, save diligently, and play by the rules, you'll be financially secure. All lies. Comfortable lies society tells you to keep you poor, to keep you working, to keep you from understanding how money actually works. Because if you understood the truth about money, you'd be dangerous. You'd stop accepting poverty. You'd stop trading time for money. You'd be a threat to people who benefit from your financial ignorance. Today you're going to learn 10 dark truths about money that no one admits. Not your parents, not your teachers, not financial advisors selling you mutual funds. These are the truths wealthy people know and use, while telling you different rules to follow. The game they play while convincing you there's no game. The reality they live while selling you fantasy. Drop this if you're ready. I understand money's true nature. Let's begin. Dark Truth 1. Money is absolutely necessary for freedom. They tell you money doesn't buy happiness. True, but money buys freedom. And freedom is prerequisite for happiness. Without money, you're trapped. Trapped in jobs you hate. Trapped in relationships you've outgrown. Trapped in cities you want to leave. Trapped by necessity. Every choice constrained by financial limitation. That's not freedom. That's economic slavery with extra steps. Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but poverty guarantees suffering, and lack of options, and stress, and dependence. Money eliminates these, creating space for happiness to exist. Money is freedom. Freedom is happiness prerequisite. Therefore, money is happiness prerequisite. The logic is simple. The truth is uncomfortable. Look at your life. How many choices are actually choices? And how many are forced by financial constraint? I'd love to quit, but I need the insurance. I'd start a business, but I can't risk the income. I'd travel, but I can't afford it. These aren't choices. These are constraints masquerading as choices. Money removes constraints, creating actual choice, actual freedom. Rich people aren't necessarily happier, but they're free. Free to leave bad situations. Free to pursue interests. Free to take risks. Free to say no. That freedom is invaluable. Priceless, ironically. And only money buys it. Society tells you money doesn't buy happiness to keep you content with poverty, to prevent you from pursuing wealth aggressively, to make you feel morally superior while being economically inferior. Don't fall for it. Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but it eliminates most causes of unhappiness. Financial stress, lack of options, dependence on others, health problems you can't afford to treat. These cause misery. Money solves them. Pursue money, not for happiness directly, for freedom. Freedom creates possibility. Possibility creates happiness. Affirmation: money buys my freedom. Dark Truth 2. Your salary is not what you're worth. It's what you negotiated. Nobody pays you what you're worth. They pay you what they can get away with paying. Your salary is determined by negotiation, not value. This is why identical workers earn different amounts. Not because one is more valuable, because one negotiated better. Your employer knows your value. They also know what you'll accept. They offer what you'll accept, not what you're worth. That's business, not personal. But understanding this changes everything. Most people never negotiate. They accept first offers. They believe the offer is fair assessment of their value. It's not. It's the minimum the company thinks you'll accept. Always negotiate. Always. Even if uncomfortable. Especially if uncomfortable. Your discomfort is worth thousands of dollars. Maybe tens of thousands. Over a career? Hundreds of thousands. Maybe millions. All lost because negotiation felt uncomfortable. Companies expect negotiation. They budget for it. Their first offer assumes you'll counter. If you don't, you're leaving money on the table. Your money, that they're happy to keep. This applies everywhere. Not just salary, freelance rates, consulting fees, product pricing. Everything is negotiable. Everything. Rich people know this. They negotiate everything. Always. Poor people accept posted prices. Always. This compounds. Over years. Over careers. Creating wealth gaps that seem like merit gaps, but are actually negotiation gaps. Learn to negotiate. Practice. Study. Develop this skill. It's worth more than any degree. More than most jobs. Because it multiplies everything else. Affirmation: I negotiate my value always. Dark Truth 3. Spending less doesn't make you rich. Society's financial advice: cut lattes, brown bag lunch, Coupon clip. This is poor person thinking. This is how to stay poor efficiently. You cannot save your way to wealth. The math doesn't work. Middle class income minus middle class expenses equals tiny savings. Maybe 10%, 20 if you're extreme. Compound that over decades at market returns and you get comfortable retirement. Maybe, if nothing goes wrong. That's the best case. That's financial advice promising, not wealth. Comfortable poverty delay. Rich people don't cut expenses to get rich. They increase income dramatically, then control expenses relative to income, not absolute terms. Someone making $50,000 cutting to $40,000 saves $10,000. Someone making $500,000 spending $100,000 saves $400,000. Same lifestyle, different income, 40 times the savings. That's the difference. Income matters infinitely more than expenses. Yet financial advice obsesses over expenses. Lattes, avocado toast, Netflix subscriptions, rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, while ignoring the real problem, insufficient income. Want to build wealth? Focus on income. Exclusively. Initially. Increase your income. Whatever it takes. New job, side business, freelancing, investing in skills, anything that increases earning capacity. Get your income to $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, then worry about expenses. But even then, don't pinch pennies. Optimize big expenses. Housing, transportation, insurance. Ignore small expenses. They don't matter. Spending $3,000 less on lattes over a year changes nothing. Earning $100,000 more changes everything. Understand the difference. Act accordingly. Affirmation: I focus on income, not expenses. Dark truth 4. The rich don't work for money. Poor people trade time for money. Rich people trade systems for money. This is the fundamental difference. Poor people get jobs. Trade hours for dollars. Rich people build assets. Trade one-time effort for ongoing returns. Job pays once for work done. Asset pays repeatedly for work done once. This compounds massively over years, creating wealth gaps that seem impossible to bridge. Because they are. As long as you're trading time for money. Time is limited. Money isn't. Trading limited resource for unlimited resource is bad trade. Always. But it's what employment is. Every job, even high-paying ones. Rich people understand this early. They build businesses, real estate, intellectual property, investments, all systems that generate income without proportional time input. Work once, get paid repeatedly. This is leverage. This is wealth creation. This is what school doesn't teach. Because school trains employees, not owners. Employees are necessary for businesses. Owners are necessary for wealth. The system needs employees, lots of them, so it trains people for employment and calls it education, while quietly teaching owners' children different lessons about ownership, about leverage, about systems. Stop trading time for money. Start building income-generating assets, even small ones, even while employed, side businesses, dividend stocks, rental properties, digital products, anything that pays you without requiring your time. Start small, learn the principles, scale up, eventually transition fully. From time for money to asset for money. This is how wealth builds. This is how rich people operate. This is what they don't teach in school. Because if everyone knew this, the employment system collapses. And the wealthy need employees. Affirmation: I build assets, not trade time. Dark truth 5. Debt is a tool, not inherently bad or good. Society teaches debt is bad. Avoid debt. Pay off debt aggressively. This is sometimes true. Sometimes completely wrong. Depends on the debt. Consumer debt buying depreciating assets? Bad. Investment debt buying appreciating assets? Good. All debt is not equal. Rich people use debt extensively, strategically. Poor people fear debt or use it badly on consumables. This difference creates wealth gaps. Good debt, mortgage on appreciating property. Business loan generating returns. Student debt for high-earning degree. Bad debt, credit card for vacation. Car loan for depreciating vehicle. Student debt for low-earning degree. Good debt makes you money. Bad debt costs you money. Simple distinction. Massive implications. Rich people take good debt aggressively. Use other people's money to buy assets. Leverage returns. If property appreciates 10% and you put 20% down, your return is 50%. not 10%. That's leverage. That's how wealth compounds. Poor people avoid all debt or take bad debt. Both mistakes. Avoiding all debt means using only your money, limiting growth to your savings. Slow, maybe impossible. Taking bad debt means paying interest on consumables, guaranteeing poverty. Rich people take good debt. Use banks' money to buy assets. Pay interest from asset income. Keep leverage gains. This compounds over years, creating wealth seemingly out of nowhere. But not magic, just leverage. Just understanding debt is tool, not moral failing, not inherently bad, just tool. Use it correctly. Build wealth. Use it incorrectly. Stay poor. Affirmation: I use debt strategically. Dark Truth 6. Fair compensation doesn't exist. The market doesn't care what's fair, only what's scarce. Doctors earn more than teachers. Not because medicine is more important than education, because doctors are scarcer. Entertainers earn more than scientists. Not because entertainment matters more than research, because entertainers reach more people. Your compensation isn't determined by importance, or difficulty, or value to society, only by scarcity and reach, supply and demand. Nothing more, nothing less, certainly nothing fair. This offends people. Teachers should earn more. Maybe, but they don't, won't, because teacher supply exceeds demand at current wages. If you want high income, pursue scarce, valuable skills. Not important skills, not difficult skills. Scarce, valuable skills. Programming? Valuable and increasingly scarce at high levels. Nursing? Valuable but not scarce. Teaching? Valuable but oversupplied. Plumbing? Moderately valuable, undersupplied in some areas. The math is simple. The execution is hard, because it requires pursuing income over passion. Sometimes, maybe often, that's reality. Most people choose careers poorly, based on passion, or interest, or family pressure, not market demand. Then wonder why compensation is low. Market doesn't care about your passion, only your scarcity. Want high income? Develop scarce, valuable skills in demand areas. Ignore what you love. Initially, get wealthy, then pursue passion with financial freedom. This is pragmatic, not cynical. Working you love for poverty salary is romantic. Working you hate for poverty salary is tragic. Working you hate for wealth is strategic. Working you love for wealth is lucky. Be strategic, not lucky, or romantic, or tragic. Affirmation: I develop scarce, valuable skills. Dark Truth 7. Investing is mandatory, not optional. Inflation guarantees your money loses value. Every year, approximately 3% historically, sometimes more. This means not investing is losing money. Guaranteed. Slowly, invisibly, but certainly, keeping money in savings accounts is losing money. Slowly. Banks pay less than inflation, guaranteeing loss. Yet people do this. Millions of people, losing wealth slowly, thinking they're being safe. They're not safe. They're poor, getting poorer. By design, investing isn't optional for wealth. It's mandatory for not poverty. Minimum viable investing, index funds. S&P wink with tongue sticking out 500. Total market, something, anything beating inflation. This isn't wealth building. This is wealth preservation. Actual wealth building requires more. Real estate, businesses, individual stocks, alternative investments. But minimum, beat inflation, or lose to it. There's no neutral, only winning or losing. Slowly, over decades, compounding either direction. Wealth or poverty, your choice. Through action or inaction. Most people don't invest. They save. In banks. Losing to inflation. Guaranteed. Then wonder why they're not wealthy. You're not wealthy because you're losing money. Every year. To inflation. While thinking you're saving. You're not saving. You're losing slowly. Stop losing. Start investing. Even minimally. Even passively. Index funds require no knowledge. No effort. Just monthly deposits. Automated. That's enough. To not lose. To preserve wealth. To maybe build some. More sophisticated investing builds more wealth. But baseline, stop losing to inflation. Invest something. Anything. Now. Affirmation: I invest to preserve and build wealth. Dark Truth 8. Multiple income streams aren't optional. One income stream is one point of failure. Lose your job. Lose everything. One income stream is maximum risk. Minimum security. Yet most people have one income stream, their salary. That's it. One source. Total dependence. Complete vulnerability. This is insane. Nobody would design a system with one point of failure. Yet that's most people's financial situation. By default. Not by design. By accepting default. Rich people have multiple income streams. Always. Salary plus side business. Plus investments. Plus real estate. Plus royalties. Plus whatever. 5 streams. 10 streams. More. Each individually small, maybe. Combined significant. More importantly, redundant. Lose one stream? For remain. Lose 2. Free remain. Never zero. Never desperate. Never dependent. This is security. This is wealth. This is what rich people build. While poor people depend on one employer, one income, one point of failure. Start building additional income streams. Today, side business, freelancing, investments, anything, even small, even part-time, even barely profitable initially. Build multiple streams. Diversify income. Reduce dependence. Increase security. This takes effort, extra work, sacrifice, but alternative is worse. Single income dependence. Maximum vulnerability. One recession. One layoff. One health problem. Financial destruction. Multiple streams prevent this. Build them. Aggressively. Starting now. Affirmation: I build multiple income streams. Dark truth 9. Financial education is deliberately withheld. School teaches nothing about money. Not budgeting. Not investing. Not taxes. Not business. Nothing. This is intentional. Not oversight. Intentional. System needs employees. Not entrepreneurs. Not investors. Employees. So it trains employees. Prepares people for jobs. Not wealth. This is by design. Wealthy people's children get different education. Private schools. Family discussions. Trust fund lessons. They learn money. System doesn't teach them. Parents do. Wealthy parents. Who know money. Who teach children. Creating dynasty. Meanwhile, public school teaches nothing. Creating employees. For wealthy people's businesses. You weren't taught about money. Deliberately. To keep you dependent. On employment. On the system. On wealthy people. Your ignorance is their advantage. Your financial illiteracy is their wealth. This sounds conspiratorial. It's not conspiracy. It's obvious incentive. System benefits from your ignorance. So system maintains your ignorance. Through school. Through media. Through culture. Money doesn't buy happiness. Rich people are greedy. Just work hard. All programming. All designed to keep you poor. And working. And dependent. Take responsibility for financial education. Nobody's teaching you. Not school. Not employer. Not government. You must teach yourself. Read books. Take courses. Study investing. Study business. Study taxes. Study everything money related. This is your responsibility. Your necessity. Your path to wealth. Nobody's handing you this knowledge. Wealthy people certainly aren't. They benefit from your ignorance. Teach yourself. Or stay poor. Those are the options. Affirmation: I pursue financial education relentlessly. Dark truth 10. Wealth is created, not distributed. There's no pie. Economy isn't fixed-size pie where your slice reduces mine. That's scarcity thinking. Poor person thinking. Wealth is created. Out of nothing. Through value creation. Through innovation. Through exchange. Infinite wealth can be created. Your wealth doesn't impoverish others. Their wealth doesn't impoverish you. This is crucial, because scarcity thinking prevents wealth building. If I get rich, someone gets poor. False. Completely false. Wealth is created through trade. Both parties benefit. Both create value. Both gain wealth. This is how markets work. How economies grow. How humanity advances. Poor people think wealth is distributed. Fixed pie. Your gain is my loss. This creates resentment. Prevents wealth building. Rich people took my share. They didn't. There's no share. No pie. Just infinite wealth creation potential. Rich people created wealth. You can too. Through value creation. Through exchange. Through solving problems. This is empowering. Means wealth is available. To anyone who creates value. Who solves problems. Who serves others effectively. This is opportunity. Not oppression. Start creating wealth. Not seeking distribution. Distribution never comes. Creation always works. solve problems, create value, serve people effectively, charge appropriately, build wealth. This is the only path, the only one that works, the only one available to you. Stop resenting rich people. Start learning from them. They created wealth. You can too. Same methods, same principles, same physics. Create value, capture portion, reinvest, repeat. That's wealth creation. That's your path. Take it. Affirmation: I create wealth through value. You just learned 10 dark truths about money. Money buys freedom. Salary is negotiated. Spending less doesn't make you rich. Rich don't work for money. Debt is a tool. Fair compensation doesn't exist. Investing is mandatory. Multiple income streams aren't optional. Financial education is deliberately withheld. Wealth is created, not distributed. These aren't comfortable truths. They're not meant to be. They're meant to be accurate, to reflect how money actually works, not how society says it works. Most people never learn these truths. They believe comfortable lies. Work hard and you'll succeed. Save money and you'll be wealthy. Money doesn't buy happiness. Rich people are lucky or immoral. None of it's true. All social control, designed to keep you working, keep you poor, keep you from understanding money's true nature. Because if you understood, you'd stop accepting poverty. You'd stop trading time for money. You'd build wealth. And system needs workers, not wealth builders. Now you know better. You know how money actually works. What you do with this knowledge is your choice. You can reject it. Go back to comfortable lies. Pretend hard work equals wealth. That savings accounts build fortunes. That's your right. Or you can accept it. Use it. Apply these truths. Build wealth. Create freedom. Escape wage slavery. That's also your right. But understand, once you see money clearly, you can't unsee it. Once you understand the game, you can't pretend it doesn't exist. You can only choose whether to play. And if you choose to play, play to win. Because in money, second place is first loser. Think deeper. Feel less. Know more. This is the Hidden Mindset.